comfortable.
The what? Oh.
I can get a nice close-up in this map. Lock it in, not too tight, lock no the other way. Oh, that's a good shot. Wait, pull back. I'll follow him all the way.
I'm sure you're happy to see this. Burgess only landed in one hand. Yeah. Like it could have been way worse. We're not done yet.
Down a little more. Show that. Right across, bro. That's awesome. Okay. Now hand it close again. They're gonna get out of the water. So we don't want them to stay water. Go a little bit more. You gotta get the old lady. Gotta get that old lady. Then go wider, wider. Yeah, nice. Now the whole family is ahead, bro. Perfect. Yeah.
At this time, please direct your attention to this video for a special presentation. Please welcome Dan Finn's family. Parents, Ed and Mary, siblings Ed and Laura, and Louise Devin. St. Peter Prep Soccer alumni and former head soccer coach John Marauders. Thank you. Thank you to the players and coaches from Bayonne and Kearney High School, and from St. Benedict's and St. Peter's Prep, for playing in our matches today. Thank you also to family, friends, and great soccer fans who are gathered here today for the inaugural Dan Finn Soccer Classic. Dan loved sports. He loved everything about sports. He loved the training, he loved the competition. He loved the camaraderie of being on a team. He loved testing his own skills, being told he was too small, not strong enough, and then growing out, giving his doubters the love. But what Dan loved most, who gave him the greatest reward, was
Click
elevating
off
his
this if you want.
Dan took no greater joy out of knowing the other
Whatever you
team
want.
had more talent, but then convincing his team that they could win. His last note to me, he talked about missing wearing the uniform. He said that the feeling of playing with his teammates and friends couldn't be matched with anything else in life. These games, this event, is our chance to remember Dan, a great teammate, a great athlete, a great person. On behalf of Dan's coaches, his teammates, prep alumni,
Guys, try and mention SanDisk every now and then.
this is our opportunity to remember Dan, remember the legacy of number 14. This time we'd like to thank his family, Ed Sr., Mary, Ed Jr., Laura, and Devin for helping organize the inaugural Dan Finn Soccer. Hopefully the first of many to come. Thank you and enjoy the game.
Everybody for coming here today.
some banners.
Here's Dante Carrasco.
Nice work.
Here. Hi, I'm good. How about you? Everything's good. You sure? Yeah. No, I have a question.
Cross stitch. So it hangs circle the people. Don't do that. Like you gotta like almost somebody with someone. I think people told them but they just don't know. She's like, she left off. I'm so concerned about this little note. Small, Just the small stick.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
With their like he's leaving.
Good afternoon and welcome to Jersey City for one of the most anticipated matchups in the state so far this season. We've got St. Peter's Prep and nationally ranked #1 St. Benedict's coming to town with everything to play for, with a game that is easily both of these teams' hardest yet. We've got two undefeated teams in conference play and just everything to go for. Welcome into HCST Athletics. I'm Caden Drumler, joined by Lena Planch-Odry. Lena, what do you have to say about these two teams coming into this?
I think we're going to see a pretty strong matchup tonight. Both teams have a lot to play for, a lot to come back from. Prep falling short last year in their matchup. St. Benedict's looking to come back with the win again. This is going to be definitely an interesting game to see tonight.
Absolutely. It's a matchup with a lot of history. Every time these two teams meet, something exciting seems to happen. It's been all St. Benedict's in recent memory. They've taken the past 5. That's all we have data for in this matchup. But St. Peter's Prep has managed to keep it extremely tight the past 2 times these teams have played each other. It's been with the same core guys that St. Peter's has been able to keep this match close. 1-0 was the score when these two teams matched up last year. It was a last-minute goal from St. Benedict's that would put them over the line, but St. Peter's stayed in it. It was a close game. And same time in the year before that, it was a 3-2 double overtime game. And for that one as well, St. Benedict's was ranked #1 in the country at the time of the match. And St. Peter's, who received votes in the last coaches poll, is looking to hang in there with the best of them. It'll be Arlis Mayorga to touch it first. St. Benedict's won the coin toss. They elected to give Prep the ball and start with it in the second half. Prep in the black jerseys. They'll be going from left to right on your screen. St. Benedict's dressed in white. And expect organized play, especially defensively, from both of these teams. St. Peter's Prep with a decent look early, and Benedict's wasting no time getting physical. St. Peter's goalkeeper Anthony Novello with his first action of the day. He was a big part in last year's game, kept a clean sheet for the first 60 or so minutes and was then sent off and left Prep with 9 players for the rest of it, and just unable to hang on in that contest. These are teams that you're not going to see making mistakes very often. As we said, both undefeated in conference play. St. Benedict's, though, the only team undefeated, period. St. Peter's took a loss earlier in the season against Garden City, New York. They're currently the 3rd-ranked team in the nation. And St. Peter's Prep almost able to force a turnover in midfield. Instead, the whistle will blow for a foul for the first time today. St. Benedict's wastes no time getting things started. St. Benedict's a powerful offense. They've got 27 goals on the season right now. Godson Aneem with it. He'll pass it off. Cross goes into the box. No white jerseys there to chase it down. And Prep's kind of final defensive wall standing tall so far. They've got 4 in the backfield. Cross goes in, unable to get any air, and it'll fall to Prep cleats. And just a lot of knocking the ball around the field right now. No great chances created for either team through the first 2.5 minutes, but Prep more than hanging in the opening stages. Prep applying a little pressure to Mason Schuler, the Gray Bees goalkeeper. He doesn't see too much action just because St. Benedict's defense is so well that he's only faced 11 shots on the season. And St. Benedict's first real chance now. They throw a pass in, and this ball isn't done yet. It's headed out inside the 6-yard box. And finally, Anthony Novello will dive on that one. And the first major chance for the Gray Bees on the day is thwarted. Peters with the ball now. And some space in the midfield as a defender falls. It was almost a chance for Anthony Bautista, but that one is cleared out, sent into the stands. But Prep's got to feel good about that one.
We have seen the depth of Prep midfields all season long, with Sayo really carrying that ball. Him and Bautista's relationship has really been sent. We've seen their strength throughout this entire season.
Absolutely. Prep is in this one just a little bit strong on that pass targeting Anthony Bautista, which this Prep offense is almost completely centered on. He's got 10 goals so far on the season. And when you compare the score sheet between these two teams, it looks drastically different. Similar offensive production just in terms of goals scored, but when you look at who's scoring the goals, you see a lot of variety. St. Benedict's has 8 players on their roster right now with multiple goals on the season and 11 goal scorers in total. Right now, it's looking all Bautista on the front end for Prep. He's the furthest up, standing at about the 45-yard line if we're looking at the football field dimensions. And then stacking 4 back on the defensive end. Another chance in the box for St. Benedict's. The cross is a bit too high. But each team able to get things going offensively in the opening 5 minutes. We've got 34 minutes, 34 and a half or so to play here in the first half. We're scoreless in this New Jersey top 5 matchup. Prep comes into this one the number 4 team in the state, according to NJ.com. St. Benedict's obviously number one in the country as well. We've mentioned it. And another cross coming in, and again, it's just high. That one will go out. It'll be a goal kick with Novello to send it the other way. Excuse me, a corner. The Graybees first of the night. Novello wanted the call for the goal kick. He won't get it. And in it comes, targeting the back half. It's headed just a bit high. And that one will dribble out of bounds now. A goal kick for Novello. And this one comes in again. Another physical play there from the Prep defense in the midfield. They're able to keep control of it for a little bit. It's battled back. And St. Benedict's going to slow things down. Again, both of these defenses have been almost impenetrable on the season so far, especially St. Benedict's. Only 1 goal allowed. They've got a 27-1 goals scored to goal allow ratio. If you look at Prep, not doing much worse. They've outscored opponents 21-4 through their opening 7 games. Excuse me, 8 games. And this one taken away. 2 Prep jerseys. It's really just Bautista, and he has that one taken. It's going to be hard for St. Benedict's to launch the counter today. St. Peter's really hesitant to send men up the field. Even then, it was just Anthony Bautista. He was joined by another member of the Prep squad, but again, just hesitant to send bodies. They know St. Benedict's can come in and punish. They've been wary of that. They also know if they go down 1-0 and St. Benedict's starts parking the bus, it's going to be near impossible to get one in the net. That one knocked out of bounds. It'll stay St. Benedict's ball here on the near side of your screen. Hahn has that one knocked out. It'll be another throw just beside the corner flag. And St. Benedict's again getting scary inside. That one's knocked out. It'll be another corner for the Graybees. Six bodies inside the box for the Bees on this one. It gets sent in again, far side. And still not out of trouble here. Novello wanted a handball. It's knocked out, and St. Benedict's will keep pressure. Both teams coming into this one off quite good games, both at least winning 5-0 in their games before this. This is St. Benedict's first game against a team that's received votes in the coaches poll. Yeah, we talked with St. Peter's Prep forward Anthony Bautista. He said that was a goal for this team to get on that national top 25. A win here would certainly propel them there. even a tie likely against a squad like St. Benedict's would give them the votes they need to get onto that prestigious list. And rolling nice so far. That one, though, taken away. And here comes Frank Pa down the close side. He'll try to go all the way himself. A nice tackle there. That one made by Christian Duarte. And here's Bautista fighting for it. He'll let that one go by. Guarded by Brian Hernandez, who kept him off the ball on that pass. And here's Pa again. We know he's fast. It's a theme amongst this entire St. Benedict squad, the speed that they have just to blow by defenders. A reason for that 27 goals so far. And here's Pa again. And another dangerous one in the box. Novella charging in. He'll grab it. But this Graby's offense finally starting to get a bit of rhythm going.
St. Benedict's definitely not afraid to work that line. We've seen the speed in this team from Godson and Nim really working that line down. They've yet to score, but they're seeming to gain their momentum slowly as they understand Prep's defense a little bit better.
Yep. The Graby's offense certainly a little bit more efficient. They're also stacking a lot more bodies forward. As that one is sent high into the midfield. Again, it's Bautista fighting with Hernandez for that one. But, you know, even if Bautista wins that ball, he's got a few more white jerseys to get by before he's in on net. And here comes Pa again. They've loved that close side of the field so far to try to make things happen. That pass blocked down. But still, the Graby's with space. A lot of respect given from this St. Peter's defense. And here's a big chance there. It was Samuel Morales who tried to put a foot on that one, but just put it straight back up. Threat's not over yet. Knocked out there, and it'll be cleared by Christian Duarte. Pa again. He'll send this one in, and a scary shot there. It was Quentin Thomas and Duarte who made a reach for that one. They both missed, and Novello just able to grab it and keep this one scoreless. Ball heads out of bounds. It'll be Prep ball. Neither of these teams with a tie so far on the season, as we're about 15 minutes into the first half. Anthony Bautista getting a little physical there. St. Benedict's coach looking for a foul. One of the most storied coaches and decorated coaches in the country. Coach Jim Wanling. He came to the Graby's in 2010. He was a student at the school. He graduated back in 1992. He was the fastest coach, in the country to reach 100 wins, and the fastest coach in the St. Benedict's program to hit the 200 win mark. That one is crossed in, headed out quickly. And another chance for the Graby's. They get this one inside the 6-yard box. The shot is just shy. And a major threat there from the Graby's offense. And it's just why Novello couldn't get to it. That shot from the leg of Amadou Han, who's got 4 goals so far on the season for the Graby's. And it'll be a goal kick that Prep elects to play short. They give it away quick. Here's Frank Pa. He gives it off. And again, it was Amadou Han on the shot. Can't put it away once more. But these shots are going to start falling eventually, and Prep's got to get on top of it.
We've seen shots all game long, really starting early on from the Gray Bees. None of them seem to be hitting the goal yet. Prep needs to get their momentum moving. It needs to get that ball out to their forwards to make a goal happen.
Yeah, just make something happen offensively. As you said, the finishing ability hasn't been great for the Gray Bees, but creating the opportunities has come somewhat naturally to them over the past 10 minutes or so. That's the furthest we've seen Prep get down the field in quite a bit there. And this one given away again. And a good tackle there. Threat not over yet. And they knock it out of the penalty box. The white jersey still on the ball. This cross comes in and headed out by Duarte. He's really controlled that kind of middle defensive zone so far. And a lot of contact there. No whistle. And the ball back to Frank Pa. He's getting past all of Prep's defense, much to the frustration of Diop. Excuse me, that was Sewu, who was a little shaken up by St. Benedict's dribbling there. This one, another dangerous one. And again, St. Peter's Prep is going to escape it unsaved. We're just about halfway through this first half here at Lincoln Park in Jersey City. An awesome crowd here for the Dan Finn Soccer Classic. And here comes Prep on offense. Targeting Bautista on the pass. They can't find him. And Prep's defense trying to reset. Taken away for a second by Frank Pa, but they're going to whistle for the first foul committed by St. Benedict's on the night. It'll be on Tech. The midfielder also wearing the captain's band today to take this kick. The cross goes into the box. It goes out, last touched by St. Peter's. It looks like it'll be a corner kick for the Marauders. Again, it'll be on Tech to send this one in. He sets up Prep with 5 in the box. This cross goes short, and it is headed out for a Prep throw-in from Amadou Han. St. Benedict's hasn't allowed a goal in the past 5 games they've played. They allowed one in their opener against Montclair, and since then, it's been a complete clean sheet from Mason Schuler. And a big chance there, thwarted by the last line of defense from Prep. And getting physical there was Quentin Thomas to keep the Gray Bees off the fast break. And he is down for a moment. I'll stop the clock for injury time. So check on him. We hope he's okay. And Lena, about halfway through this first half now, what have you liked? What have you not liked from the Marauders so far?
Well, they're definitely putting in that work in that defensive side, not letting any goals go through, but a lot of opportunities have have opened up for the Gray Bees. We've seen a lot of saves, specifically from Thomas himself, making sure no-goes get past that white line. But Prep has definitely been lacking that offensive side tonight. A little bit hesitant, it seemed, to send the balls all the way down to Bautista, the forwards, lacking any shots. I think with only one shot on goal so far all game long, they definitely need to step that part up, competing.
Yep, yet to really test Schuler so far, which, would probably be a good idea considering he hasn't really seen too many shots on the season. It's not too often you've only seen 11 balls come your way when you're in your 7th, 8th game of the season.
We've seen
Quentin Thomas coming off the field now. Again, we hope he's okay. It looks like he'll take a break at least for the moment. 20 minutes and 15 seconds left here in this first half.
We've seen Prep's offense all season long, such a strong offense, shutting down almost every team that they've faced. But we've yet to see it today, looking for a goal against the Gray Bees to get their revenge on the last 5 years, it seems. They have yet to beat them.
Absolutely. And it's a type of matchup that St. Peter's should be more used to this season, at least, compared to St. Benedict's. They've played Garden City, who we said, the 3rd-ranked team in the country. They've played Kearney, who, while aren't receiving votes right now, that's always a tight game. St. Benedict's has kind of run through their competition. This is a hard matchup for them and something they're not really used to. They're used to being up 1-0, 2-0 by this point in every game. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust to a more competitive matchup. Over the halfway mark now in the first half. Benedict's again with the ball and another save there from Anthony Novello. We're still scoreless with time of possession heavily favoring the Gray Bees as the offside flag will rise for the first time tonight. And Prep, again, another big attack sent away. Benedict's defense pressing high, not giving Prep the space they would usually get from the HCIAL teams they play against. Nevertheless, able to get it past midfield. Bautista with a smooth pass. And again, quickly taken away. It is Brandon Tavares in this game now for the Marauders. And the Gray Bees really slowing things down. Just tiki-taka in the back, and Frank Pa, again, using that speed to his advantage. Trying to cross that one in, and again, another shot sent sky high from the St. Benedict strikers. I'm not sure if that one went through the field goal posts or not. It may have. No points for that in soccer. Another corner now for the Gray Bees. And headed out. And again, chased down. It's just constant offense right now from St. Benedict's, another offsides flag. And if you're Prep here, I feel like this is more of a let's hold on till halftime and then try to adjust things from there. You haven't really been able to get things going too well offensively, but if you can get these next 16 minutes and 40 seconds done and you're still level at 0, I think that's a good first half. Prep's still been unable to force any major mistakes out of the Gray Bees on offense. It's hard. It's a very hard assignment for them. They're going against some of the most technically skilled players in the entire country and even internationally. I mean, it's not uncommon to see St. Benedict's bring in talent from wherever they can find and give them an education and a chance to play at the highest level of high school soccer. Another chance in the box here for Benedict's. That one knocked out. And making his way back into the game, Quentin Thomas. He will be subbed out for Charlie Campbell, who, by the way, does some play-by-play himself for the Marauders when he's not on the field. And here comes yet another corner. Just over 15 minutes to play in the first half. And that one punched away from Novello. By Novello, excuse me. Bautista trying to chase that one down. And again, Peters wanted the foul. They won't get it. Deep cross in here. Novello again coming out. He'll jump and make the catch. And this time he'll elect to send it deep. And it'll work out for Prep so far. They've got themselves a throw in about 30 yards out of the net. Again, still very hesitant to send too many players in offensively. And it's plays like this that are the reason why. That one taken away quickly. No offsides flag. And neither team able to get to that pass. It'll be St. Benedict's to run up to it first. And just passing around, they'll elect to shoot from way outside the box. And it'll dribble out off one of St. Benedict's own players. And another goal kick for Novello. We'll see, they played a lot of their goal kicks earlier in this half short. And they'll do the same here. And Ontek, some very nice dribbling there. He sends this one down. And Prep giving chase. And again, just rare. We've seen the ball down this far into St. Benedict's end so far in this game. Nice effort there from Nick Lutsky, but unable to make much out of it. Again, still scoreless here. 12 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first half in this state of New Jersey top 5 matchup. St. Peter's Prep looking to get into the national rankings with a tie or a win here against the nation's best. And so far, at least just looking at the scoreboard, they have been up to the task. Another offsides flag goes up. That's the third of the day for St. Benedict's. And another foul, this time on the Bees. And again, another one taken away. The counterattack has been great at creating chances for St. Benedict so far. And here comes Prep now again. Just unable to get it past midfield. Another aggressive cross here. Novello chasing it, and he'll get there just in time. And here comes Prep. Jackson Grimes now playing up a little further than Bautista. Bautista targeted with that pass. Bodies get thrown around down there, and it'll be a Prep throw-in. And Tech in the back. He goes down holding his thigh. The ref is playing on for now. And he will get up. St. Benedict's going quick the other way, trying to create the last few chances of the half, and another big one there. Just unable to finish. And it's something that's really uncharacteristic from these Gray Bees squad. They're usually just a well-oiled machine offensively. They're averaging about 3-4 goals a game right now on the season, and to create these chances and not be able to put them away is, something that St. Peter's is going to be grateful for. And moves like that are why we haven't seen Prep's defense press up as aggressively as they typically would in division play. Here's Bautista in the midfield. Bautista has that one knocked away. Benedict's moving quickly. It'll get taken back. And a battle for this one over on the far side of the field. And again, St. Benedict's breaking into the box. Bodies all over the floor. It'll be whistled a handball committed by the Bees. And again, Prep stops another big one. Another whistle there. And this time the first card of the night will come out. It'll be charged to St. Peter's. And with that, they will make a substitute. Or excuse me, no, he'll have to come off for a moment. Nick Lutsky getting a bit too physical there. It'll be Jackson Jantis to come in replacement.
Nick Lutsky, his first season at St. Peter's Prep, his first goal coming from their matchup against Kearney. We've seen his skill all season long. He's definitely earning his spot and engraving his role in this Prep team for this season.
Another big chance. Novello's there for it. And Novello, what a showing from him. Keeping his composure. We talked about how big of a piece he was in the last matchup, keeping a clean sheet while he was in the game. He would eventually receive a red card and be sent off before the winning goal from St. Benedict is scored. And hope for a moment there for a St. Peter's Prep attack, but not to be for the time being. We've got 7.5 left to play here in half number 1 at Lincoln Park in Jersey City. It's been an eventful day for Prep athletics. A football game earlier against number 3 in the state, Del Barton. They won that one in a nail-biter, 29-28. And they are calling today Showdown Saturday on all of their social medias with 2 top 5 matchups, both finishing off their September schedule. Here comes St. Benedict's again, threatening all half, yet to find anything for it. And they enter the box once again. That one is headed out quickly. Attack not done. Advantage being played here for the Gray Bees. That one committed just outside the penalty box. And it is kicked away. And we'll take an injury break. That foul earlier committed, can't quite make out the jersey number. But he will make his way over towards his team's bench. It looks like he might actually stay in. When we're back, it'll be a throw-in for Prep. And that was Brandon Quezada, the right back, that went down. He's back in action. And Prep just not able to pass it, not able to create space as effectively as the Graybees have so far. And pressing up high there, a great touch. And if this one is onside, it's going to be a great chance. And they're going to call it off. And at that one, another big chance. It looked like, I mean, St. Benedict has a very good case for that one not being offsides. They will whistle for it. And no VAR in high school soccer. That was Nathaniel Addo on the ball. He's got 2 goals for himself on the season. And another big chance for Prep. It one's knocked. It bounces off bodies. It's in. And St. Peter's Prep has the lead here in the first half.
What a goal from outside
Their
of the
first
box.
shot on goal
That goal was outside
falls
of the
in
box. A quick
from
touch.
outside the box.
A quick touch from Antek Kucharczyk, who takes the risk, takes a shot, puts the ball right through the back of that net, testing the goalie, Mason Schuler, who we haven't seen a real shot on all game tonight. Prep really making their statement, going up in the first half with 4 minutes left. And Antek Kucharczyk, it seems, has made his statement this matchup.
I mean, if you watch the first 35 minutes or so of this half, you didn't see that coming at all.
This
was something completely out of the pattern of soccer that we've seen over the past 35 minutes, and all the momentum going Prep's way now with 4.5 minutes. And I still think if you're Prep, you really just want to not allow a goal for the next 4.5 minutes. Who cares if you score one? Keep the lead. But an unbelievable first half for Prep, just scoreboard-wise. And they now hold a 1-0 lead over the nation's best. Lena, what did you see about that goal that stuck out to you?
I mean, that pass right to the middle, right to Kacharzik. I saw that pass go through. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to take a shot, and I didn't think he really would. He placed it perfectly for himself, shot that right through the middle of the goal. Schuler not even standing a chance, to be honest, to stop that ball with how fast it was going.
Absolutely. It's the most organized we've seen the Prep offense all day on that possession, taken from a few yards outside the box. They get a deflection inside the box, and sometimes things just work out like that. It never seems to be too normal of a game when these two teams match up, especially in the past 2 years. And so far today, this game is no exception. And Prep just seems to be playing with a lot more confidence since they've scored that goal. They're moving the ball better, they're dribbling better. And here comes Anthony Bautista on the outside. He can't quite catch up to it. Excuse me, that was Brandon Tavares. They've got a similar haircut.
We've seen Prep's confidence switch in minutes just now after that goal. They're playing their game, how we've seen them play against the County and dominate against the County, showing off their skill, showing off what Prep really is.
Absolutely. They've got the momentum on their side. They've got the crowd, the enormous crowd, might I add, on their side. And here comes St. Benedict's. That one knocked away. One of St. Benedict's players was down. I believe that was one of the Anim twins. But he is back up and playing. Final 2 minutes now of this first half. Another dangerous one into the box, and it's another offsides called on the Graybees.
St. Benedict's has got to watch that back line. They are going through it like it's nothing, missing that offsides line.
Yep, to my count, it could be 6. I believe it's 5 so far on the night for the Graybees offense. But just haven't been able to quite line it up to the line judge's liking. And just under 2 minutes remain here before we take a quick break for halftime. When we come back, we've got the entire 40 minutes. There's another chance there for Prep. Couldn't quite get to it. Again, that was only the second goal that St. Benedict's defense has allowed all season. And it's the first goal they've allowed in almost 4 weeks. Advantage being played to St. Benedict's here. Onside, Novello able to dive on top of that one. And we'll take a quick stoppage in play, 55 seconds, as Antek, the captain here for St. Peter's Prep, one of the captains, has sat down. He'll be helped up by his team, and he'll come off for a moment to be checked on by the Prep athletic staff. It is Sebastian Thompson to come in his place, presumably to finish off the rest of the first half. And we play on here just under 50 seconds as Novello elects to pick that one up. And he'll send it deep. More than enough time for either of these teams to get a real possession in here. And a foul called going St. Benedict's way. "15 seconds left in the first half. St. Benedict's just going to send this one in. We're under 10 seconds now. And another pass in the penalty box. This one will go out wide, and that will do it here for the first half. St. Peter's Prep in the dying minutes grabs a goal from outside the box. They head into the half against the nation #1 St. Benedict's, up a goal. We'll be right back. We'll take a 10-minute break for halftime here. When we come back, we've got 40 more minutes of action here in this NJ Top 5 Thriller. So far, we'll be right back. I'm Caden Drummler, joined by Lena Planch-Odry.
Go, boys!
Put the camera.
We're moments away from the second half. We welcome you into Lincoln Park once more. St. Peter's Prep leads the nationally ranked #1 St. Benedict's Gray Bees with 40 minutes left to play. The nationally unranked St. Peter's Prep Marauders, although they did receive votes in the last coaches poll, are seeking to enter the top 25 for the first time this season. And a win or even likely a tie here would propel them there. It'll be St. Benedict's to start off with the ball here in the first half. They will be moving left to right on your screen in the white jerseys. St. Peter's in black. They are moving right to left. We welcome you all in here on HCST Athletics. I'm Caden Drummeller, joined by Lena Planch-Odry. Lena, what'd you like about that first half from the Marauders?
Early on, it seemed the Grabies had full dominance of that field. We've seen so many shots from them. They've created so many opportunities for themselves to put up a goal. None going in, but still overall controlling the field, keeping dominance of the ball. And then Prep just flipped a switch and shot from outside of that box. Antek Kucharczyk with an amazing shot right down the middle, putting Schuler to the test as Prep was yet to take a shot on the goalie. But after that goal, we've seen a completely different confidence coming from Prep. We've seen the team that we have seen compete and dominate all season long, all across the county, never putting up less than 3 goals. We've seen Prep come back and really show off their skill and show what Prep really is.
Absolutely. Prep scoring only the second goal of the season that anyone has scored on the St. Benedict's defense. One of the harder defenses to get by, which kind of explains why they took that shot from so far out. A good chance for the Grabies, and again, it's stopped. The St. Peter's defense has been phenomenal inside the penalty box. And here come the Marauders offense the other way. Again, we talked, they haven't really been able to create chances for themselves, but when they did get that one late in the first half, they absolutely took advantage. It was Antek Kucharczyk on the goal. And one that will certainly be talked about for quite a while if Prep can hang on and win this game. This one thrown in deep, and Prep will elect to just knock it out. And you've got to imagine, they were hesitant in the first half to send men up when the score was level at 0. Anthony Bautista was really the only one that would go up too far. You can imagine now that they're up 1-0, it's going to be even more so a defense-heavy strategy from St. Peter's. Here comes St. Benedict's in again. A shot taken wide here. It's on the doorstep, and it's put in. St. Benedict's levels it. But the offside flag goes up once again. And St. Benedict's can't believe it. It's another major mistake from this St. Benedict's offense. Their 6th offsides of the night. And what would have been the equalizer and is instead a goal kick for Prep.
These Grabies have got to watch that back line. Prep's defense has really shown their skill, shown their depth all night long with no goals going in and a mistake from the Grabies being the only opportunity of a goal going into that net. They need to watch that line.
And you'd expect with the coaching they receive, with just the skill of and the smarts of the players on this squad, that they'd be able to avoid the sillier mistakes like that, at least from kind of overtaking their whole offensive scheme. I mean, this is a repeated thing that we've seen in the first half, and that's something they may have definitely should have talked about at least in the huddle over at halftime, but still being a little bit of an issue. That throw-in will happen again. One of the balls not being used made its way onto the playing field. And here comes St. Benedict's again. Peters has thwarted some major attacks as Novello dives for that one. But you've just got to wonder at what pace can they keep this up? And the answer, if they want to win this game and, you know, don't fix anything major defensively, is 35.5 minutes right now. They did it for the first half. I will say it took a little bit for, you know, the Graybees offense to be fully warm, but they've been consistently breaking into the penalty box and just yet to find a goal. And almost a beautiful pass targeting Anthony Bautista. He's scored in every match for the Marauders so far. That streak is at jeopardy right now, although I'm sure he won't mind if the squad can come away with the win. We talked with him last night. We've talked with him before. He's talked about the importance of this team being on the national rankings, how that was a goal for this squad, as Novello chases another one down right on the line.
Showing off his skill, Novello's showing why Prep's goalkeeping abilities has always been known for being so strong. With a couple mistakes made tonight, he's definitely shown he can come back and he can play that game.
Absolutely. Novello has been huge for this team, and he's surrounded by an amazing defense. We've talked about how St. Benedict's has been able to work their way into the box, though once they've gotten there, you know, we've seen the back line for Prep stand pretty tall. And although we talked about this at halftime, Lena, although St. Benedict's is undefeated on the season, they are not completely unfamiliar with the concept of playing from down a goal. In their opener against Montclair on the season, they were down 1-0 heading into halftime, same exact structure as this game. They went on to win that game 3-1 with 3 goals scored in the second half. Anthony Bautista goes down, wanted a whistle that he won't get. And yet another chance here for St. Benedict's. This one crossed in deep. The header on its way. It'll be cleared out.
Benedict
and again, the St. Benedict's offense will reset.
Benedict still not failing to create these opportunities for themselves, but yet to finish on these opportunities. Still looking for goals, still looking for shots to happen.
And they'll blow for a penalty inside the box. It was multiple Prep defenders getting physical there, and they are not too happy about this one on the Prep side, but it'll be an amazing chance for St. Benedict's to work their way back into this one. It was Nathaniel Addo who hit the floor, and it looks like he may be the one to take it as well. Novello staring down the biggest shot of the season. And no, it'll be Amadou Khan. Khan versus Novello. This crowd on their feet. Khan with 4 goals on the season so far. Novello staring down a potential big save to keep his team in the lead. And Khan switches sides. He steps up, and it's almost saved. Novello guessed right. But perfect, absolutely perfect placement from Amadou Khan levels the score for St. Benedict's with 33 minutes to play here in the second half.
St. Benedict's put themselves back into the game, back into the play with an even score of 1-1. St. Peter's Prep looking to score again, taking their lead back up against this #1 team in the nation. Can Prep come back from this after that silly mistake in that box?
Absolutely. It's going to be hard. We've talked about their lack of creating offensive chances. They've gotten one shot off all game, and it was their one goal from outside the box. But, I mean, and considering the chances that St. Benedict's has had so far in this game, that one before the penalty was whistled seemed rather unthreatening compared to some of the other opportunities they've had. So not a whole lot of, need to foul. Peters has definitely stopped much bigger threats on multiple occasions in this game, in this half. But nevertheless, we are leveled at 1, just over half an hour to play in this competition. We've mentioned how drama seems to fill this matchup every single year. And some subs coming in now for Peters. It'll be Jackson Jontas to come in. He will come in replace of Jackson Emma. And Jackson immediately trying to get involved, chasing that one down. And a battle in the midfield, a nice touch taken. And falling down, they're going to whistle for the foul. That one's going to be charged to Arias Mayorga. It was Frank Pa who went to ground. He's been a pest for this Peters defense all night. Another cross in, headed away, and eventually cleared. Dribbles out of bounds, but again, the Gray Bees just dominating time of possession, especially in the offensive third. And here they come again. It's Hahn with it. He'll drop it off. And that one knocked out. Godwin Aneem will pass it off. He'll head into the box for this throw-in. We thank all 43 of you for tuning in here on HCST Athletics. I'm Caden Drummeller, joined by Lena Planche-Audrey. We've got a great one so far. We ask if you're not already to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got Instagram content as well. We have exclusive interviews with players. We'd like to thank SanDisk, our sponsor as of recently. And we hope you've all enjoyed this one so far. A corner here, that one's sent in. Doesn't take much time for it to find its way out. And St. Peter's, they've been able to clear, but when they clear, it's just been giving the ball back, right back to St. Benedict's all night.
Let's go. Don't let him out. Don't let him out.
And Prep with a player down. That shot taken from way out from Nathaniel Addo is off to his right. Prep with a player down. That looks like Arias Mayorga. And they'll hold the athletics trainers off the field for now. And 29:50 now left in the first half. And finally, the athletic trainer will come on. And we'll see who Prep decides to put in here. It looks like two of Mayorgas' teammates were originally going to try to help him off. Instead, it'll just be the athletic trainer, so not walking off under his own power. We'll give him a round of applause here at Lincoln Park. We hope he is okay. And Prep now playing with two strikers at about the 50-yard line. Bautista being one of them. Jackson, the recent sub, being the other. He is right in the dead middle of this pitch. And here's Novello to send it away. St. Benedict's has been dominant on those high balls so far, and no exception there. Here comes Prep, a lot of space. And the furthest they've been down the field in a minute. St. Benedict's getting physical. Peters makes their way into the box, but unable to get a shot off. And the pace of this game is ever increasing. Benedict's wasting no time, headed the other way, and a big chance there for number 9, Amadou Han, who scored that PK just earlier. It would have just been him and Novello, but Benedict's right back in it. And Han again, he puts it high. Threat's still not over. And Han is visibly upset with himself after missing 2 big opportunities. Right there, whistle blows, it'll be a free kick for the Gray Bees. And this crowd getting more into it, these players getting more into it. As this game goes on, you can feel the atmosphere in the stands just getting more and more intense. Both of these teams getting a little frustrated with the refereeing, as we typically see. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And St. Benedict still not capitalizing on nearly as many of the opportunities as they've liked, as that one is sent out of the stadium here at Lincoln Park. Just under half an hour in this one. We are locked at 1 between 2 of New Jersey's best. One of the most talked about matchups on forums like NJ.com. Obviously, we've been covering the preview of this game for a while. It's the first big test for St. Benedict's, and it becomes interesting because they were the number 1 for a lot of this season, and reasonably so. An amazing soccer culture, amazing coaching, and a great team to play with. But this is their first really prove-it chance. This is the first time, as that one goes into the box, that St. Benedict's has been asked to show that their number 1 ranking given to them by the coaches poll is legit. And whether it is or not will be dictated a lot by what happens in the next 27 minutes. But we've seen an offense that has just been relentlessly attacking St. Peter's over the first 50 or so. Another chance in the box. This cross sent a little heavy. And a shot taken just outside. Novello gets a hand on it. What a save from Anthony Novello.
Novello showing his skill off, coming back from that penalty where he fell short, with St. Benedict's taking a goal in, showing off his skill, trying to make Prep come back, take another goal, and come out on top against this number 1 team in the nation.
Absolutely. We know that penalty went in, but if you're Novello, you got to feel like you're seeing the ball well throughout these first 55 minutes. He guessed right on the penalty, just, I mean, quite literally unsavable. He did about everything he could. If that ball was a foot or so more inside, he gets a glove on that. But nothing to critique so far about Novello's game to this point. Another big chance here for Benedict's. Nanaya with it. Nanaya gives it off. It's Frank Pa. Benedict's in the corner. They cross that one over. It was dangerous for a moment. It trickles out. It'll be a goal kick for Anthony Novello and company.
Like we saw in the first half, St. Benedict's showing complete dominance of the field, it seems. Prep still playing with as much confidence as we saw after that goal, but still lacking a little bit of that dominant effect that St. Benedict's has kept all game long, keeping that ball on Prep's defensive side. just creating opportunities, looking for shots to take.
Absolutely. Just looking at the eye test, St. Benedict's has been the better team. It's not going to take a soccer expert to see that. But, I mean, in the first half, it looked the exact same. And, it's still somehow at the end went St. Peter's way. They were able to create a chance in the dying minutes. And soccer is a sport where really all you need is one. And the first half being a prime example of that. I know, this is high school soccer. We're not tracking expected goals here, but if we were, I'm sure we're looking at far more than one for St. Benedict's over the first 55 minutes. 24 minutes and 25 seconds left to play now in this one. These teams are no strangers to overtime. They matched up 2 years ago in a game that went to double overtime that St. Benedict's won. The Marauders are seeking their first franchise win, I should say, against this St. Benedict's team. They make their way into the box. The shot is eaten up right outside the 6-yard box.
St. Benedict's testing Novello as we saw him dive for that shot.
And another shot there. Novello is up to the task.
Novello, a name we keep hearing tonight, has shown his skill, has shown the depth of Prep's defensive side, really putting up a great performance tonight against the #1 team in the country. Prep is really showing that they can compete against the highest levels and showing that they can even score on the highest levels with that amazing goal.
Yep, and they've had tests like this before. We talked about Garden City from New York as we take a quick timeout break. Garden City from New York, that was a game Prep lost 1-0. Garden City sits at 3rd in the country right now. So St. Benedict sitting at 1st. It's not like this is an unseen tier of football for Prep so far. They've played against the country's best. This is the country's best, period. But they've played against some of the top teams in the nation prior to this game. And a player down for each team right now. For Prep, it seems to be just a cramp. And it may, in fact, be the case for both of these teams, actually. It was sunny out when we started this one. Starting to get dark here in Jersey City. The crowd is filled a little bit more. No one's leaving. A lot of the Prep football team here, they're celebrating their 1-point win over Del Barton earlier today. Quarterback Tyler Bell is in attendance. And it seems like we're pretty close to getting play started back up. 23.5 minutes to play in this one. If no goals are scored in that, we'll go to a 10-minute golden goal overtime period. After that, we'll play another. If that ends scoreless, we will finish this one in a tie. Yeah, we talked. NJ.com gives data on the past 5 matchups between two teams. For this series, it dates back to 2016. St. Benedict's has taken all of them. And to our knowledge, they have taken every matchup in franchise history between these two teams. St. Benedict's on a 26-game win streak. I know we've mentioned it, but they are just such a hard team to beat, and they are 64 for their last 65. It's just an unbelievable culture that St. Benedict's has been able to put together regarding their soccer program. They're elite in other sports as well. They've got a very competitive basketball team. They've got a water polo team that is succeeding right now, but it's soccer that's been their bread and butter, especially over the past 15 years or so with the addition of alumni and now head coach Jim Wandling. Another ball sent into the box, another ball quickly knocked out of it. That one taken from way out. Novello gets two hands on it, shifting to his left. A hard touch taken there on the goal kick. Again, it'll fall back to St. Benedict's. Jackson Jontas applying some pressure. Yeah, it's hard to make a team as good as St. Benedict's really feel like they ever are under too much pressure, especially with, they seem to rely a little bit more on just technical ability and speed, although their strategy under Coach Wandling is one of the best. Again, the Gray Bees just doing a great job of keeping the ball in the offensive third. And when they back it up towards midfield like this, Prep gives them the space that they want to operate with. And, you can say Prep is parking the bus, playing for a tie here, but that's going to be a challenge for them because I know there's only 20 minutes left on the clock. But if this game is going to end in a 1-1 tie, we've got 40 minutes of soccer left, including the 2 overtime periods. And a Bautista getting a little bit aggressive on offense there. And a big chance for a counterattack now in the midfield. It's Bautista down the close end. The crowd rising to their feet, and Jackson loses it. The Gray Bees try to go quick, left to right. But they're going to be a bit heavy on their touch as well. It'll fall back to Novello. Officially, 20 minutes into this one. We've got just over 19 minutes left to play here in the second half. Right now, we're headed to an overtime. Lots of time left for either team to make a statement and change that. And another foul. Whistle blows again. Headed St. Peter's way. We welcome all of you in here on HCST Athletics. We thank you for choosing us, your free provider of Hudson County sports. We've got our YouTube here. We encourage you to subscribe if you're not already. Our Instagram has plenty of content dropping almost daily. And Prep still unable to really put much up. Still only one shot this entire game. Prep gets another whistle, and they'll play it quick. Trying to find Bautista, and they're going to say Bautista did a little bit too much with his elbow.
St. Benedict's using that line again
We
that we've seen
apologize
all
for that
night long.
momentary outage of coverage, some technical difficulties here in the booth. Nothing of particular significance happened during our few minutes gone. Much of the same. Lena, what have you seen so far about this second half that's been notable? You know, differences from the first.
Like I said early on in the second half, we've seen the overall dominance of the ball that St. Benedict's has had all game long, to be honest with you. Prep still playing with most of that confidence that we saw come out of nowhere after that goal, as we think coming into that game, they would be a little bit under pressure, feeling the pressure of this game against the number one team in the nation. There's
Prep
Kucharczyk
with another
sends
free
it
kick. They send this one
into that
deep.
box. Can Prep make it happen? Headed out by St.
And a chance
Benedict's.
for whistle blows. Ref wants them to just move the throw in back a little bit. Just under 15 minutes now, and this one's still level at 1. According to the scoreboard, it's 3 shots to St. Benedict's 13. Or excuse me, that's not what that means on the scoreboard. I don't know how many shots have officially been counted by each team. We'll get all that data after the game.
We've definitely seen a gap in the amount of shots taken from each team. St. Benedict's, like I said, completely dominating.
Absolutely. Just been a struggle for St. Peter's Prep to even get themselves in the opportunity to take shots. We saw the one that they did, the one that they scored on, was just kind of a chancy one a few yards outside the penalty box, because that's all they were really able to create in the first half. Getting just even to that point was challenging for them. Nevertheless, breaking into the penalty box, creating the type of chances that we've seen from St. Benedict's over the first 3 quarters or so of this game. Nevertheless, if you're St. Peter's, you got to be happy about where you're at so far. You're tied with a goal scored against the nation's #1 team. It's just how long can they keep this up for? And I've said that multiple times throughout this game, and they've kind of proven me wrong by, they have been keeping it up, and St. Benedict's hasn't really put their finishing abilities together as well as I'm sure they would have liked up to this point. And we've got potentially up to a half hour left of soccer if we see overtime in this one. St. Benedict's again just taking control in the offensive third. That one knocked out, though. It'll be prep ball. The stands as packed as ever. It looks like almost all the seats taken here in Lincoln Park. Some standing room seats, slots being filled, especially right on the barrier here of the grandstand. Only one here at Lincoln. And just as it looked like there was some real technical ability coming out of the back line for Prep, they give it away on a deflection. It went their way for a little bit. And that one will be headed out towards the corner flag. It'll go just to the right, so it will be a corner for St. Benedict's. Really could have gone either way. And another St. Peter's body is down. This one looks like it might just be a cramp. And actually a few St. Peter's players down with cramps right now. So Lena, you play soccer. You're on the Memorial girls team doing quite well right now. 4-goal performance yesterday, along with an assist, and you guys beat Dickinson by quite a bit. So you've yourself have been in situations like this, maybe not against the country's #1, but just in tight games, clock's winding down, you're tied. What's the mentality typically, maybe if the other team's outplaying you a little bit, to keep yourself in it?
I think the main goal is to apply that pressure. The pressure is definitely felt, especially in a game like this one where the stakes are so high and the competition is so strong. But the pressure is definitely felt, and I think the only thing in mind is to make a goal happen. That's the only way to come out on top and come out with a win and make the statement, show that your team really is the best one on the field.
That one's hit out. It'll be another corner from the same spot for the Graybees. The crowd here at Lincoln starting to rally around the Marauders a little bit. They've fought so hard to keep themselves in it up to this point. Another cross in. It's battled out. Takes a hop off the grass and now really cleared. Long shot there. Novello shifting to his right will make the play. And it seems like, at least over the past 5 minutes, Lena, that, you know, St. Benedict still has kind of controlled possession. They haven't been able to create as many chances inside the box as they were a little earlier.
We've seen them shoot from really far outside the box all night long. Of course, the momentum is going to slow down when you're shooting from that far, unlike the goal we saw from Antek Kacharzik late in the first half from Prep. St. Benedict's, again, like we've been seeing all game long, has created these opportunities, but has not finished on any so far tonight.
Yep, no goals from open play so far for St. Benedict's on this one. Their one goal coming early in the second half on a PK. Taken by Amadou Han, his 5th goal on the season scored tonight. But, you know, we're in the 71st minute now of this one. A lot of these players have been in the whole time. The fatigue, especially when these guys are high school age, starts to hit a little bit. We might see play get a bit sloppier. And a great shot taken there. It was right at Anthony Novello, but the volley there from the outer part of the penalty box was on target. Trying to play an aggressive ball there to Jackson Jantas. And both players coming in aggressively. St. Benedict's using that speed. The 3 black jerseys come over to the far side to help out. It'll be Prep ball right in front of their cheering section. 8 minutes and 15 seconds before we see overtime if no more goals are scored. We're completely under the lights now as there's a free kick going Prep's way. They'll get a free cross into the box. As we tick into the 73rd minute here at Lincoln Park. The sun has completely gone away from this 5:30 start. We are almost 2 hours into this one. We'll take a quick break as it seems another St. Peter's Prep player is cramped up a little bit. So it looks like Prep will put 5 in the box. St. Benedict stacking almost everybody. They've got 10 bodies inside the penalty area right now. It'll be Antek to take the kick. He was the goal scorer earlier in the first half. Wearing the captain's band tonight. Crosses that one in. It's headed on goal, saved. An easier one on the night for Mason Schuler. And finally some action for him. That's the first shot he's really had to put gloves on since the first half. He'll come out of his box a little bit, boot this one far down the field. And it's played well. The Prep player goes down inside their own box. It'll be a foul going Prep's way. Again, we thank all of you for tuning in here on HCST Athletics. All of our coverage is provided completely free on both our YouTube and Instagram. We encourage you to follow us there. And we've got just under 7 minutes now. This one, Prep is going to let roll out of bounds. They've got a throw. Prep, it looks like, might be making some changes. Yes, they will. Can't quite make out who that is. It's Nick Lutsky coming back in the game. So Prep subbing in some of their forwards here. And you can imagine they much more than St. Benedict's don't want to play an overtime period. Here we go. Bautista with a chance to keep his goal streak alive and give his team the lead. He makes a move. It's stopped before he can get a shot off. What a promising look there for St. Peter's. And who else but their star forward to get involved late. Just really uncharacteristic of the St. Benedict's defense to give Bautista that type of space. They've been on him all night long. He's kind of been a non-factor so far, but a big moment for him there. Just again, such a hard defense to overcome. The best in the country. And here we go, Prep again, finally getting some momentum their way. It's Bautista, excuse me, it wasn't Bautista, but the pass unable to find anybody. It was Sayowo who was given the ball back to, but just didn't make the run. And here he is again with it. Surrounded by white jerseys, he'll give this one off. And Prep still with the ball. Again with space in the midfield. They'll go for a longer cross, targeting Nick Lutsky, but a little bit off to his left. Under 5 minutes. This full crowd here at the Dan Finn Soccer Classic, more invested than they have been all game. Again, Prep, they've really come alive in the past 5 minutes or so offensively. Making their way, dribbling right outside the box. Another pass, it'll be Sayowo to take the shot. And well placed, but Schuler again is up to the task. Going for that bottom right corner. Schuler was positioned that way already. And moving to his left, he makes the save. And here's Bautista almost able to get something going for himself. He'll get whistled for the offside. Prep's first time offside tonight. And now I'd say, Lena, more than ever, this is looking like anybody's game.
We've seen St. Peter's create more and more opportunities for them here very late in the second half with 3 minutes left on the clock, looking to bring up their score, come out on top against the nation's best team in the country. Prep still trying to create these goal opportunities with Bautista creating a couple opportunities for himself, HCIAL creating a couple opportunities for himself, and Lutsky as well.
And St. Benedict's threatening there. St. Peter's able to keep it out of the box. They've been doing it well over the past 10 minutes. And a body goes down, and it will be a foul. And what would have been a pretty good chance for Prep going the other way. They had Bautista in the middle there. But it'll be St. Benedict's ball. We've got 2.5 minutes to play in this one. What a week it's been for Hudson County soccer. If you watched our broadcast yesterday of Hoboken and North Bergen, that one was a thriller. An overtime event there that Hoboken took by a score of 5-4. And it looks like we might be headed to another overtime period here tonight. 2 minutes now on the clock. St. Peter's looking to clear. They'll play a softer touch, and they will get it. Here's Bautista. Bautista fighting his man, and that's going to be a foul all day. And now Bautista's going to get held back. A card for sure coming here. The St. Benedict's defender got even more physical after that, and Bautista is going to get shown a yellow of his own. And now both of these teams' players getting vocal in each other. It's honestly a little bit surprising that it's taken this long.
The pressure is definitely being shown on these players. As we see, it gets intense, it gets heated. It gets maybe a little violent, it seems almost, with 2 yellow cards issued in less than a minute just now. 2 of the key players that we've seen shown pop out all night long. Perhaps still looking to score with a free kick from Antek Kusharzik. Can he make a goal happen for St. Peter's and come out with a win?
And Bautista, the team's star striker, who again we've talked about his goal streak, is now 1 yellow away from being ejected from this game. Yet red cards were a big talking point of last year's game. There were 2 Prep players sent off in the second half of last year. They were playing with 9 men, and one of them being Anthony Novello, the Prep's goalkeeper. And here it comes, and Tech throws it in. Kicks it in, but caught there by Schuler, who besides the 1 goal he let in, which it looked like he might have been screened a little bit on the shot, he's been up to it. And both of these cheering sections now chanting at each other a little bit, trying to get their own noise going. St. Peter's the home team. They've got way more on their side. 1 minute and 15 seconds left in regular time here in Jersey City. Showdown Saturday for St. Peter's Prep. They took down a top 5 opponent in football. They're looking to do the same here on the soccer field.
Less than a minute left on the clock. Can any team make a goal happen, or will we see another overtime matchup again, as we did last year, where St. Benedict's came out on top with a 3-2 win?
That one taken clean from Schuler. 40 seconds, just over that left. Schuler's going to dump it down. And that one is going to dribble out of bounds. It will be St. Benedict's ball. They've got some time. 25 seconds, looking for what would be a sure winner at this point of the competition. They throw it in. It's inside the box. Novello is the only one to get a touch on it after it's thrown in. In 10 seconds, he'll just dump this one down the field. And as we hit under 5, it looks like that will do it for regular time here in Jersey City. The buzzer sounds, and they'll continue it. There comes the whistle. And we are headed to overtime here. St. Peter's Prep keeps it level after allowing a goal to start the second half. We head into the overtime period, 1-1. St. Peter's Prep, the number 4 team in New Jersey, is tied with the nation's best. We'll take a quick break here on HCST Athletics. When we come back, we've got the full overtime between these two squads. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, this is the regular season game.
Welcome back to Jersey City. The nation's #1 team is on upset watch, headed into overtime. St. Benedict's grabbed an equalizer early in the second half, and since then we have seen nobody find a goal. 1-1 is your score. St. Peter's Prep Marauders facing the St. Benedict's Prep Gray Bees. Jersey City versus Newark, and one goal separates one of these teams from a very impressive win on their resume. These teams faced each other in overtime 2 years ago. It required double overtime back then. 2-2 was the score entering OT in that one. And it was the Gray Bees who picked up the win in that match. St. Peter's Prep trying to avoid the same fate of their past two matchups, a 1-goal loss to the Gray Bees. Both of these teams riding heavy win streaks in conference play into this game. Both of these teams facing a real test for the first time in a while. And it has been awesome to watch over the first 80 minutes. I'd say more or less St. Peter's Prep keeping where they left off in the last 10 minutes or so. They were being dominated by St. Benedict's through a good portion of this game. And in the last 10 minutes, the Marauders really seemed to come alive, find an offensive stride and create some chances for themselves. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, SanDisk, for providing us with the materials we need to put these broadcasts together. I'm Caden Drummeller, joined by Lena Planche-Audrey on the call. And Batista will fall to the floor, and a whistle will come. And the ref having a talk with St. Benedict's coach, who appears to be a bit upset. It looks like there's a little controversy. I can't really tell what regarding Amadou Hahn. And now the conversation is between Hahn, the head coach here of St. Benedict's, Walding, and the head ref as he walks off the field.
I think he got sent off for some kind of foul, but
He'll be replaced.
no card was, I don't think a card was given.
Yeah, there wasn't a card,
So-
which is... And the head ref still here talking
with the head coach.
with St. Benedict's coach, and it seems like Coach Jim Wandling is a little bit, more confused than anything. He's been the coach of this team in his 15th year now, and just not something you see too much. We don't have the explanation that he got, but it will be a free kick for St. Peter's Prep. Appears to be the end result of that, and still even a lot of the players on the field looking confused. We're going to whistle for play on. The clock was stopped during all of this, so there's 8 minutes and 15 seconds here left in this overtime. How New Jersey high school soccer overtime works: there's a 10-minute overtime half. There can be up to 2 overtimes, but it's a golden goal format, meaning if somebody scores, the game ends at that. This one sent in really deep and going for goal there almost. It looked like Schuler was able to jump up and grab it, but a well-placed shot if you're going to try it from that far. Obviously wasn't the intention there. That one goes into the box, cleared rather easily, but a dangerous St. Benedict's throw to follow. And they'll go for a heavier throw. That one reaches the box. It's tapped out pretty quick. St. Peter's has been great at clearing the ball out of the box all day long. And falling down there, another foul going Peter's way. They wanted a card there that they won't get. And the ball back to Schuler. Schuler boots this one deep, 70 yards or so on the kick. And Prep's going to be able to find possession. And that shot, again, shot taken for the first time in a while from St. Benedict's. It's high. But what a test this has been for this St. Peter's Marauders roster. No matter what happens in the next 15 minutes or so, they've shown they can compete with the best. This is a confidence booster for them. They've played rather well, especially, and they've improved on themselves actually since the start of this game. They're playing better soccer now than they were 40 minutes ago. And kind of a game at this point where you can throw away the records, throw away the rankings. They are just playing soccer out here, and it's been intense. We've gotten, certainly the players have gotten more emotionally invested in this one as it's gone on. What would be a major milestone in St. Peter's Prep to be on that national ranking list. Dangerous cross in there. And it looks like St. Benedict's thought about a shot. Again, this one in, trying for the bicycle kick. It goes up in the air. Novello gets there first.
Benedict showing off their skill there a little bit with that run all the way down that line and an attempt at a bicycle kick for a golden goal.
What an ending it would have been, eaten up by one of the St. Peter's Prep backline defenders. The formation has changed a little bit for Peter since the start of this one. Before they had 4 on a flat line in the back. Now it's become more of 2 center backs with wide backs attached. And another quality stop there on the defensive end for the Marauders. Under 5 minutes now in this first overtime half. St. Benedict's definitely looking like the better team so far, but less so compared to some sections of this game. And here's Pa. He's been a hard one. Novello is there to punch that one out. What a game Novello has had. No goals allowed from open play. Another big cross in there. It's going to be a little bit too strong, and it'll head out for a Prep goal kick.
We've definitely seen a lot of shots taken from St. Benedict's side, but lacking a little bit of that precision, a little bit of that accuracy, as we've seen almost every shot go above the goal or a little bit too strong out of bounds.
And Anthony Bautista is going to come out of this game. He'll come out in favor of Jackson Jontas. Rare to kind of see him be removed, such an important piece of this Prep offense. And 4 minutes and 3 seconds as another Prep player is cramping up. A lot of injury breaks in play for players not leaving the field over the past little bit. It'll be a goal kick for Novello when we resume play. Again, tied at 1 here in this overtime period in a packed Lincoln Park. The nation's best, staring down the barrel of a possible first loss here if Prep can manage a goal. Here's Pa again, operating out of the middle. He'll fall down, no whistle. Prep coming on the counter. Jackson goes for it. He'll draw a whistle. And about 35 yards or so out from goal, Prep with another chance to cross it in.
Come on.
A lot of the fans here in Lincoln rising to their feet in anticipation of this one. Here it comes in, and off the goalpost, actually, of the field goal, the football field goal here at Lincoln. That one hits, so a little bit heavy on that one, similar to his last, Antec's last free kick. And another deep ball sent in. And it's a battle inside the box, a shout for a handball. And he certainly did touch it with his hand, but it's a matter of if it was intentional or affecting of the play, and the ref rules it not to be. And a foul there called, going St. Benedict's way. It'll be Taslim to let this one fly. Some members of the crowd claiming a flop there. The header is just high. And St. Benedict's inching closer to that golden goal. Some more changes coming for Prep. Nick Lutsky is going to come into this game.
Again, we've seen St. Benedict's lack of precision tonight with no goals in open play going into that goal based off of shots taken, with it always going flying over the goal or just barely missing the post.
Yep, it's been finishing. That's the struggle for the Graybees. No other real gaps in their play, at least two notable. And a quality slide tackle there to win it back. Advantage played to Prep, and that one is sent a bit heavy. And Schuler came out pretty hard there. If Prep could have won that one back, they would have had a good chance. St. Benedict's now with less than a minute. The shot goes, the cross was there. It would have been for St. Benedict's, but it's just a bit in front of Elvis Agri, the senior, the substitute who came in. Would have had a great chance at the winner. And under 30 seconds now in our first overtime half. We'll play another one if we go scoreless here. 20 seconds. And Prep knocks that one out. That may do it. We're at 10 now, excuse me. And good pressure there from Prep. The whistle will blow for a foul. Not much time to do anything. And there is time. We go through the first 10 minutes and no one able to net one here in OT. We've got 10 more before this one is called a draw. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we've got 10 more minutes of action in this NJ Top 5 matchup. "90 minutes so far. That's what's been played between these two teams here on the pitch at Lincoln Park in the heart of Jersey City, New Jersey. St. Peter's Prep came into this one the strong underdogs, the number 4 team in the state, unranked but receiving votes in the national coaches poll. They are going up against a soccer behemoth in St. Benedict's, the number 1 team in the country, the number 1 team in the state. And St. Peter's Prep, through the first 90, has given them a run for their money. We are locked at 1 with 10 minutes left to play. Our second overtime period here in this matchup. Lena, what have you seen so far? What can we expect in the next 10 minutes?
Well, these teams have definitely not come short of showing their skill, the depth of these programs, the skill that these programs are built on. Both nationally ranked, these teams are impressive to watch, are entertaining to watch as they put on a performance in every game that they play. Prep really standing up, stepping up to the challenge, facing the number 1 team in the country. We couldn't have asked more from them at a 1-1 draw in a double overtime. They should be proud of this score so far. St. Benedict lacking a little bit of their accuracy tonight, as they are the number 1 competitor. They're the top of the top. You cannot be higher than St. Benedict's, and they're playing a hard game. They're playing a quick game, but lacking that accuracy that makes them who they are.
It seems to be a movie every time these two teams match up. It was a double overtime finish 2 years ago. It was a last-minute winner for St. Benedict's last year. But it's always been St. Peter's Prep on the losing side. Can they flip the script tonight? St. Peter's Prep defense playing physical to start it off. They're able to do it clean without the whistle. There's a shout for one there that won't happen. And Benedict's, they've been dangerous. They've been able to get into the box almost at will in this game. It's just been the finishing, as you said, Lena. And Prep able to clear it as they have, but just unable to really keep steady possession. And as we creep towards the 100th minute, that's where this game would stop at a tie if nobody scores in the next 9. Everyone getting increasingly more tired. Bautista has been put back into this game, the star striker for the Marauders. And 8:45 for each team to make a case. St. Benedict's operating smoothly. A promising chance here. Peters pressuring before the line, and they get this one out. Benedict's again break into the box here. It's Pa. Thought about the shot, the slide tackle, and a penalty shout. But they'll call it a clean tackle there. And this game will stay level for the time being. No penalty shot on the way.
For what could have been a game-winning opportunity for St. Benedict, St. Peter's cutting it close with that tackle from Quentin Thomas. A great save.
Dangerous corner there. Novello's the one to punch it out. And this one will find its way out of bounds over by us. St. Benedict's ball. And again, St. Benedict's just controlling the pace of this game, controlling where the ball is. Possession has been theirs for almost the entire half. Here they come. Novello forced to make a play. It's on the doorstep again. It's knocked out. And Novello and his defender embraced there. Quentin Thomas was the one to push that away. And a hug between the two of them after that one. St. Peter's Prep just barely hanging on here in double OT. And another chance in the box, another one knocked away, and another corner coming. Excuse me, no, that'll be a goal kick. It was last touched by a white jersey. I'm not exactly sure who. But Prep puts away another huge and constant attack there from the Gray Bees. 6 minutes and 15 seconds. And it feels more like a hold-on mission for Prep than anything else. No shame in a tie here if you're the Jersey City team. Another cross in there. It's anybody's ball. Prep will catch up to it first. And again, dumping it out. Bautista giving chase on the close side. We hit the halfway point here of double overtime. 5 minutes to play. And again, no penalty kicks to follow. It'll be a tie if no one can manage a goal. Deep cross here. And just kicked away out of bounds. And St. Peter's Prep is loving every second that ticks off this clock at this point. Body falls, and eventually the whistle does blow, a late whistle, but Bautista is going to get a foul. We will say he is on the yellow card right now. Benedict's entering the box again. That one headed back. Pa with it. He'll shoot again. It's 8-up. And an obvious trip there.
Thomas again with that great save. He's shown his skill off tonight, as well as Prep's entire defense, not letting a single goal go through shot from St. Benedict's tonight.
I mean, that last line from Prep, and we'll include Novello in that as well, have just been unstoppable. And what an offense to test yourself against. And a battle for it in the midfield. And a bit of a mistake there will get this ball closer towards Prep's offensive third. And a triple team there. Prep gets it back quick. Ref advising the white jersey to get back up. And trying for a foul. 3 minutes now left. Are there any heroics here for either team? And here comes Ontek, takes a nice touch in the midfield, sends a long ball that nobody's going to be there for. Schuler will get to it without any problem. He'll throw it out quick. And if you're St. Benedict's, you want to rack up as many chances as you can in these last 3 minutes or so. Prep just wants to get out of here with the result. And thank all 75 of you for tuning in here. We thank our sponsor, SanDisk, for providing the equipment we use for our broadcast. And if you're looking for more games like this, streams like this, HCST Athletics provides at least some, if not more, one live stream of every Hudson County game once a week. Commentated all and production run all by students. Another battle for the ball right outside the box. And again, Prep able to clear. 1:30. This one crossed in. Another time Novello's going to have to come out. Full extension there for that catch. Quentin Martinez is going to pat him on the back. Novello will surely take his time getting this one out. And he'll send it as deep as his feet allow him to. Prep hasn't had a real chance all of overtime. But they have kept St. Benedict's off the score sheet. What a tackle there. And Prep draws the foul. Under a minute now. Again, Prep looking for a result that would likely spur them into the nation's top 25. It was a goal for them. It was a goal for leader Anthony Bautista. 35 seconds. They'll have Novello come out and be the one to kick this in. Most of Prep's offense standing right outside the 18-yard box. And Novello instead plays it short. They've got space if they want to try a Hail Mary shot. And that one is going to roll out of bounds. It'll be Prep ball. Under 10 seconds now in this one. Prep's going to have to go quick if they want to get a shot off. 8. We're at 5. The entirety of Lincoln Park on their feet. The cross comes in. It's a bit high, and that'll do it. The final whistle blows here at Lincoln Park. They get a round of applause from the entire fan section here, the packed out fan section, and St. Peter's draws against the nation's best. They scored one in the first half, allowed one on a PK in the second, but something you've got to be proud of if you're Prep.
St. Peter's competing all night long in a 100-minute game against the number one team in the nation, St. Benedict's. That is definitely something to be proud of for this program. It is not something to come to look over. St. Peter's showing their dominance, their skill throughout the whole game. Although St. Benedict's kept possession of the ball for most of the game, St. Peter's did not let up that fight, did not let it go through, and did not let St. Benedict's take a lead or come out on top tonight.
Absolutely. It was a thriller here in Jersey City. We thank you all for coming for the ride with us. I'm Caden Drummeller, joined by Lena Planch-Odry. We had a great time with you. We hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. St. Peter's draws the nation's #1 St. Benedict's 1-1. Have a great night.